next up in the manual is the actual double barrel beam rifle. Surprising that it's now the next item to build, but yeah, obviously these guys want to get out of the norm. Let's see, so this part goes like that. Come on, get in there. And then the one of the clear parts goes at the top. Of course, it keeps the common theme of having the clear parts on the weapon. And then you close it up. And then you take this guy and this part here. You gotta... Am I doing this right? There we go. And then we snap it into play right there. Then you put this on. And there you have it. It's okay. This is alright. Alright, let's move on to the next step. Now we're going to proceed with the arms of the Trans Am Arios. And quite a number of parts here. We're going to begin with the assembly of what I believe is the frame, the front frame of the mobile suit when it's in flight mode. Now first up, you got two polycaps here. That has to go in this position, like this. It's a bit tricky here, so if possible, hopefully this thing didn't drop. Yeah, that's fine. Try to use one of the parts as a guide. So right now, just remove this from the tree, put it there, and then I slide it in. Fair enough. Then we have one part here. Then we close this up. Then with the part like this, take this part and I'm gonna bring it over like this. Yeah, a second. Let me zoom out a bit so you guys can see this better. Here we go. So it snaps into place, and as you can see, it bends here, and we'll see the gimmick on what this arm will do soon enough. So we'll put this to the side. Then we take this part. Hang on a second. This part here. Now you take the polycap. Obviously the polycap has two holes here, but you slide it into this way. And then you take the shoulder frame, one of the shoulder frames, and with this little this peg side here goes like this. Now you take another here it is. Take another one of these polycaps and you face it downwards like so. Actually no, my apologies. Upwards. Like that. There's a reason for this. So with this part, you want to make sure that this end is in the opposite direction and slide it in like this. And then you close it up with the remaining shoulder. And there it is. So this part is done. Now, let's focus on this one right here. And for this, again, in my decals, you take the, I keep saying decals, I'm sorry, stickers. I gotta remember stickers, but it's I'm so used to saying it the other way around. Oh, that's how it works. So you put this part like this in this position, and as you can see, the sticker has the formation of the GN Drive logo and whatever, and it's like a horseshoe-like design. You want to put the open end of the horseshoe in the bottom. Come on, get in there. I had a bit of trouble like this before. Yeah, that should be fine. Then you take the clear part and seal it up. It snaps into place. The opposite end of this, you put this this poly cap there and close it up. Now, again, another tricky part. You want to get this. You want to get this. And you want to make sure that it's in this position and then slide it into place like so. And the reason for that is because then you take this part, slide that part into here like this, and then you take these rectangle pegs, slide it in like that, and you close it up. And then you bring this part, which pretty much is the shoulder, I mean the not shoulder, the elbow assembly, and you put it in like that. Now, at which point you want to take the barrels of the nope, get over here. Hang on a second. It never fails when something falls down and you have to go searching for it. There we go. I gotta get a new net. So these are the barrels of the wrist beams. You put them right like this, and then taking this part. Now to look at this carefully. Go like this. And then, going back to the shoulder, you take one of the these pegs, these clamp type items, put it like that, and put this one in the back like that, and then you flip that around, and then you slide them in, so it looks like that. Then finally, let me see if I got everything right here. So I did that, I did that, I did that. Yeah, I did that. So then you put the hands in. By the way, it doesn't have any open hands. It has another type of hands which we'll cover later on, but it doesn't even have any open hands. I'm surprised. Then you put this part right here. And that's pretty much it. That completes both arms of the Arios Gundam. Let's proceed to the next part. So next up I'm going to do is going to build the legs of the Arios Gundam Trans Am. And I'm going to begin with this part here. Oh, we have to slide this part. Oops, wrong part. This one right here. So it looks like this. And then, yeah, this one goes into this little slot like that. So it looks like this. Now, as I'm reading this correctly, while you keep this part in this position, you take this part, slide it in like this, and then there's another one here which completes the assembly, like so. You take this part, this the side part, I guess it is, and then you have this which represents the thrusters, and you slide it in there, so it looks like that. Then you take this again back into this position, and then you slide it over. You slide it in, insert this part like that, so it looks like this. So that one's done. Now, to do the leg, because that was the upper thigh, to do the leg, you take this part, and this is the one gripe I'm going to talk about with this. You gotta put these stickers on, which makes up the trim or the edge trim of the wings. And I understand that that's necessary for this, but it is terrible on how to do this. It took me a long time. Obviously, you guys know that I do my I do one in the side to test it out, and then I do the second one live. But it took me a long time to put this on and get it right and get it in the correct position, because then you gotta fold this one like so, so it looks like that, and then fold this one all the way. It's annoying. Tell me if you guys think this is annoying. So that part was done. It's this one that I think I'm gonna have a little bit of trouble with. Yeah, I know. I guess it's necessary because of its scale. And if this wasn't a Trans Am kit, this could have been easily painted. So trying to line up the contours of this. There we go. That should be fine. Just for some reason, it's never stickers like this are not 100% perfect. You would have to be a master at putting on stickers. There we go. So it looks like that. Alright, this one's another tricky part because you gotta figure out the orientation of this. So you take the leg. There's a groove here that you want to sit this part in, if possible, like that. And then there's this part that has to fold in, that has to fall like this. So it has to look like something like that. And then you want to close it up, but be very careful. You want to make sure you get the right poly cap in there. Yeah, I got the last of the poly caps. Goes in there, curved up, and then close the leg. You may have to open it and close it a bit so that way you can figure out how to put that in. There we go. So it looks like that. Now you want to take this part that goes into the back of the leg like this, and then the other part. So it looks like this. Before we put this together, you want to take these two parts and clamp them in. And then getting one of the poly caps, you want to take this, slide this poly cap right there, look like this. Then take this and then seal it up. Take the front foot, put it like that, and then bring this leg down here. I kind of like this trim. This is pretty nice. Slide that there, and then slide this over this, and there you have it. I kind of like the leg because it's double jointed, but I think it's very flexible. So the legs of the Arios is done. Let's move on to the next part.